What is up, fellas? Welcome to the new studio.
How's it going? Are we live?
We are live.
Oh, look, there's my partner. He's not here as always. You got to love my partner, Arlington. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. StreamYard does not like the cell service. I've learned that over time. Anytime you're on the cell phone, man, it kicks you constantly. How you doing, A-Train? Can you hear us? No, not
yes,
yet.
I can hear y'all.
Oh, there he is.
I'm having some technical difficulties with my Wi-Fi, so bear with me.
Is it because you're eating there, dude?
No. But Matt, thanks so much, man, for having me on.
Hey, I appreciate you guys for coming on. It's great. Like I said last week, I've been looking forward to talking with you guys on air since 2020. I mean,
no, Matthew, let me ask you a question. You sit there and you say that you've been looking forward to talking to us. Why would you look forward to talking to a guy like me? I can understand Arlington, but a guy like me? Why would you want to talk to somebody like me?
Hey, y'all both bring good things to the party, I promise. Each has great aspects, and everybody here has a piece to play in this XFL fandom that we live in.
Well, if you ask certain people in the XFL, they'll tell you I don't have something to bring to the party. Just saying.
Well, I disagree, and I appreciate all your work, man. And same for you, A-Train. Over the years, I've watched you guys, hustle in and out and repping this spring football thing. So it's been a great, great honor just to, like I said, meet you guys in person, and then now as media being able to deal with you. It's really, really fantastic. So thanks for coming on again.
Hey, no worries. I appreciate the kind words. It was nice meeting you in San Antonio when we did cover the championship game. It's just something that when we decided to do all this, we just knew it wasn't going to be talked about. So we just started talking about it. That's really what it was. And then it's built into what it is. Now we have a legion of shows that we're affiliated with in all of the 8 cities. So, it's just, the XFL is here to, listen, it's about the XFL. It's not about the BHawks anymore. As you see, I'm repping my Brahmas gear tonight for the show. I got my Sea Dragons, my BHawk behind me. It's about repping the entire league now is what it's about.
Yes, sir. Much respect. Much respect.
Yeah. So what do you want to know? Where do you want to go with this?
So first up, let's just discuss some of the XFL updates we've got going on. You guys all know, you've heard some of the things coming up. We've got the XFL Combine coming up. You know about that. Mm-hmm. The real pieces I wanted to pick here and talk about was the fact that it's going to be covered on YouTube, which I just found out today through James Larson on Twitter.
Yeah, Matthew, it's kind of funny. Let's just go back a few years, shall we? It's kind of funny. There was 2 guys sitting in St. Louis that decided to do a show like this, right? And they did it on Facebook and they did it on YouTube. Well, now this version of the XFL is kind of taken that entire philosophy and started using it. It's kind of funny how it's worked out that way, right? But hey, I'm actually glad they're starting to embrace the alt type of media stuff. I'm glad that they're starting to embrace the YouTube stuff, the Facebook stuff, because their target audience is, they've said it, is that 18 to 35-year-old audience. And how do they consume most of their media? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that. I think it's a great idea. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I would have liked to know about it a month ago, probably, just to be able to hype it up, like I said, through Twitter.
Matthew, I mean, have we seen anything that they've done that's made any sense as of now? Oh, there he is. Look at him. Isn't he pretty, Matthew?
Hey.
Isn't my co-host pretty? He's a very pretty man.
Nice to see you, A-Train. Nice to see you.
Sorry about that. I just have a whole bunch of technical difficulties and all that craziness. So.
Hey, I understand. Same here. Like I said, I've moved and my internet's kind of iffy. Sometimes I'll get a gig. Sometimes I'll get 50 megabytes. So if I kind of dip out, I'll be back as well. Okay, guys?
It's all good. Look, Arlington already dipped out. I'll get it on us again. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it would be nice, but I think here's what, you talk about, you wish we could have known that they were going to promote this earlier, right? To talk about it, because we'd have been talking about it on our show a lot about it also. I think it's going to start changing the way things are going to go with the XFL and the new way that they're going to market stuff. We talked about it to nauseum, and I think it's going to change. It's not changing fast enough, but I think it is soon will change.
Yes, sir.
But we just got to see.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, with everything coming on,
I don't agree with that at all. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
There, see, he's having technical difficulties. Got to
we
love
lost you, A-Train. Can you hear us?
We lost this sound.
He's back. He'll be back.
He'll be back. They must be having some bad weather in Texas.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, the internet. I'm down in South Mississippi, and the internet down here is kind of iffy as it is. My ISP Sparklight is not the best, so I understand.
That's always a good thing, right?
Yeah, Dirty. I mean, I'm right there with you. If we'd have known about this, we'd have been able to actually get some stuff out. But at least we're having it, and it's something to watch and look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, now I was at the St. Louis showcase. A lot of great players. We had one on Lacoby Tucker, who came on. Great kid. I mean, this kid is 6'8", 290, 300 pounds. Dude was just explosive. He got invited. There was a couple other kids that we had. Yeah, there's our tailgate. See, and this is what makes St. Louis so different is that the fans in St. Louis, this was just me and like 5 or 6 other fans. We went to the showcase. We tailgated the entire day, cooked food for both showcases, and cooked them all up, cooked all that stuff up for those guys. What's up, Sandy? Because we didn't know if they were going to have food there. And when the players are coming up to us saying, man, thank you guys so much. This was really nice of you guys. I hope I get to the XFL, and I hope I come to St. Louis because if you guys are all like this. And I mean, we were hoping for more St. Louis fans to come out, but listen, I love the St. Louis fans, but they're really fickle on a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. But it was great to see the diehard, like Rick Story. A lot of credit to Rick Story and the STL tailgate group that he has, that he came out there. We cooked all that food up and did that for the kids. I mean, we probably fed 300 kids.
Wow.
No, I lied. Because there was only 267 there. We probably fed 150.
Wow. That's
175 the kids.
That's still
plus
quite
their
a bit.
families.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That we talked about that on the show, the community engagement between St. Louis, you guys, the tailgate, all have been going strong since 2020. I mean, been rolling, just waiting.
Well, okay. So before Arlington comes, but you keep saying 2020, right? And before we were talking about how did this all started, right? So it was back in 2018 when the XFL when Vince McMahon announced the XFL was coming back. St. Louis was one of the 8 cities, and God love her, Linda Brown. We were doing a show. She said that me and Arlington should get together and do a show. Well, when the XFL announced, I was like, that's the perfect opportunity for us to do a show together. So we did our first show. It went pretty well. So we're like, okay, we'll come back 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later, it did even better. And then we were like, why don't we try every week? So we started doing every week. And I think we really went full time. It was around March or April when we went full time weekly. And it just kept growing and growing. I mean, you got people like Sandy who has had our backs from day one helping us. Guys like John Turner that's on here that has helped us from day one. It just kept growing week after week after week after week. I ended up getting a dumb I got the tattoo of the BHawk on the back of my leg because we got to so many followers. And then we got to another milestone of followers, and I jumped through a flaming table. So it was all of that stuff. And we just kept it going. And in 2020, I will say this, Matthew, if this would have been 2020 and the XFL would still be going, I would try to destroy your podcast because you'd be my competition. Not going to lie. But when 2020, when this version came around, we were like, you know what? Look, we've been doing this the longest. Let's make this league wide. Let's go league wide. And that's why we did it. Let's help all of the other people in cities that want to do what me and him started. Oh, there he is. He is such a beautiful man. He distracts me every time I see him. If
the
I,
lighting. That lighting is beautiful over there.
isn't it? Arlington, I was talking about how we got started. What do you want to throw in there?
I'm listening to you as you telling this story, man, and I'm like, you love telling it, so I was like, go ahead and finish it, man. Finish it off, and you.
But look, I'm telling it nicely. It's not the mean dirty. I told Matthew
Yeah.
how if the XFL would have still been around, I'd be trying to destroy his podcast.
I heard every word. Like, listen, like it's hard, Matthew, to deal with that individual that's sitting right next to you on a weekly basis. But guess what? We do it because we're here for the fans and we're here to provide some entertainment. You know, me with my background in radio and stuff, I did it for 10 years prior to working with Dirty, you know, and so that was, you know, fun. And then like, let's play. And it was Dirty that had actually came up with the concept. He said, you know what, let's do like an XFL version of Pardon the Interruption. And I was like, you know what? That actually can work. And we played Good Cop, Bad Cop. I'll never forget the day he mentioned about the tattoo when we went to get this tattoo. And great guy, his name was Ryan. What's the name of the
Barnum.
Barnum, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, I got you, man. I got you. Let's do it. So we get there. And I was like, I can't believe this is actually happening. We went live. We had like 500 live viewers.
I was one of the ones watching.
Freaking dude get a tattoo. I'm like, are you serious right now? And he's like, are you serious? So I put it up to him, man. He was like, why are y'all looking at me on a Friday night get a tattoo? It was the entertainment value, Matt. That's what it was, man. And so we're sitting there and he's getting, I mean, if you haven't seen it, man, we sitting there doing this and people are watching left and right, wondering what the hell is going on. And it was hilarious. It was entertaining. And that let us know right there that we do have something good here.
Yep.
So we continued on. Of course, we were focused on one team. Now we focused on all 8 teams. And so that's kind of where we at. And meeting him, there was something. Yeah, we can go back to that. How you met, how it started. We met at some little place in St. Louis. Can I refer to it? It was called Hot Talk Radio. Let me put it like that. I'm not gonna.
I really would call it Hot Talk Radio.
Yeah, it wasn't, but still, it was internet. And one of the people that owned it was a former radio personality, and he had, oh my gosh, I'm like, what the hell? And we tried to put something together. I tried to put something together there. He was doing something there. And he mentioned the lady, Linda Brown. I love her. She said we should just work together. We did. And here we are 4 or 5 years later. You know, that was actually pretty cool. So y'all work well together. We actually did a couple of shows on my platform for a little bit. And then I would do some of his as well. But, you know, that was fun to do. And I was like, you know what? I could work with this guy. And along the way, we've had friends, enemies, you know, about this pack, but we continue to do this, you know, and it's not going to stop until we're both ready to stop it. So, I mean, this has been enjoyable, like doing this show and getting interaction with the fans. We didn't think it was going to do anything, but here we are.
Yeah, you know, and on when you let's go back to where it's with my background. The background, well, I've been doing like the video podcasting thing since 2009. And then I started seeing a wave of the future starting, right? And I started seeing how people were starting to move towards the video casting. They were moving away from they were podcasting and then going to video casting. So I started seeing that. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to start learning this video casting thing. And I started doing that. And then I met Arlington. So I was more video casting and just grabbing a microphone and just saying dumb stuff. What Arlington really did to me was, and by working with Arlington in his background, Arlington really showed me how to become a better broadcaster. I could always talk good. I was very opinionated. I just didn't know how to formulate it a right way. It was always dropping F-bombs or talking like everyday stuff. But Arlington showed me how to formulate it better. And then showed me how to become a better producer. And where, Arlington will vouch is that I've showed him how to become, because he was more of a producing side. And then I showed him how to loosen up a little, because believe it or not, that guy below me right here, when I first met him, kind of had like a stick up his butt. He was kind of straight-laced, real proper. And I kind of loosened him up a little.
Mind you, man, this is the first time I've heard this since we started. He ain't never told this to nobody. But he come on your show and sit there and just giving everything out.
Look, Matthew, you got a dirty breaking dirty nose. When I first met Arlington, I was like, this dude's got a stick up his butt. He went to a private school. He was all proper, and he would always come in looking nice. And then here's me with my backwards hat and sometimes wearing pajama pants walking into the studio and looking like
I'm some kind of preppy, and I never was, man. That's what's so funny about him. Like, I'm some kind of Carlton Banks to his.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was. Carlton Banks. Yeah, there you go.
Nowhere near it. So
Matthew, don't let him lie. He would come into the studio going.
He was to be loved by anyone.
You are a straight liar, and I can't believe this, man.
When I met Arlington, I knew there was something there, and I was like, and so Arlington showed me how to become a better producer and stuff like that, and it just worked.
And one thing, Matthew, I had to learn was the word trust. And I know a lot of people look at that, and as you sit back and he's like, "Ooh, that is tough." Yes, it is. I didn't know what to expect from him. Everything that comes out of his mouth, I have to be ready for. And a lot of times I'm not. And so I have to just go with the flow with it. And, if you watch Pardon the Interruption, you see the interaction, especially when Tony gets off the rails and Mike has to bring him back in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will do the same thing and he has to bring me back in. That's just the correlation. That's just how we work. That's how we work. And, it's that chemistry. And these days, it's hard to find individuals that willing to have that type of chemistry, that some that have to step away from themselves a little bit. They have to reduce themselves to come down to that person's level. Other times, you have to raise yourself so you can get to that level.
Yes, sir.
And so a lot of times, man, beforehand, it was figuring out, and it didn't really take long. Let me be honest. It didn't take long for us to get that together.
Well, it took me a while because I was always controlling the conversation,
flying off the gums. But that was because we didn't know what we were about to embark on, the journey that we were embarking on. So it was just a lot of stuff that was flying out his mouth. Now, it come out of mine too, but it was within context. It was within context. That's what made this work. That's what's making this work now. That's why we can sit back and have the fun show that we have, and that people now are starting to realize, hey man, they're not as bad as you think. Like, there's some that's gonna hate on it. That's fine, cool. I ain't got no problem with that. But at the same time, man, I'm looking at it as I'm here for him and he's been there for me. And so I think that's the main thing about our relationship working together, is that during tough times, we've been there for each other. Me losing a mate, a partner, that was last year.
Sorry about that.
No, man, listen. Now, I mean, I'm still getting my grief, and I have grief every now and again, but when talking to him, like, he's been, and I'm about to say this for real, Dirty, so you can understand. He's been more of a brother than any brother than I've really been with, as in St. Louis. Because I got my Houston family here too, and they've been there for me. But when the chips were down, he was there more than anything. And I'm grateful for him. Like, a lot of people look at me funny because that's what I say. I don't care what you think. That's my brother. That's my brother from another mother. I got a chance to even speak with his mother. You know what I'm saying? But it's that personal thing that also makes things like this work. And so I'm Dirty. You already know I'm forever grateful for you, brother.
I know. And Right, and that's the same thing with Arlington. Is it was at first. Look, and I'll admit I'm a wild, crazy dude. You never know what the hell is going to come out of my mouth when we're on this show. And Arlington just goes with the flow of it. Arlington knows. I mean, I saw some people, the Ridge Rocker, say somebody needs to bring Dirty back in. Arlington has a way of he can do that. Like Sandy says, can you guess how many times have you muted me, Arlington, throughout the course of the show?
It's part of the show because we got to do that because they know he's going to get off the rails. And two, that's just how we roll, man. Like you won't find a show like ours on any platform. Sorry.
No, that's Arlington. That's a lie because it was on ESPN this season. It wasn't?
What do we say all the time for our show?
Oh, yeah, they're often imitated, never duplicated.
Never duplicated. You can try it, but you won't reach.
I agree with
Granted,
you.
on a bigger platform, you're going to be on a bigger platform. That's fine. No disrespect. No respect to Fitz or Scooby whatsoever. But it's the platform that they were on, and they saw what we were able to do. They saw it.
Yeah, and then
it won't have that type of nature like it would be with ours.
Right. And then Matthew, you asked us like, what was the, Arlington said, how did it all start? We wanted it as that PTI type of show. We wanted it to be for the fans, by the fans. So like, we'll talk about different topics we want to talk about. And then all of a sudden we'll have a list of things we want to talk about. And then the fans come on and start chiming in what they want to talk about. And then we just turn it right over to them. And then we just go with their questions. And we go with what they want to talk about.
I'm just seeing the comments roll in.
As much as Dirty want to sit there and act like he controls this, he has none.
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 No.
He has zero control. He thinks he got some, but he has none because of our fans. And I know he likes to call them idiots and dumb all the time, but guess what? They have the most intelligent.
Wait, whoa. Stop the clock. When has one of our fans ever asked an intelligent conversation? None. Never. None of them have.
Wrong show.
You really serious now, man? That's why you hate the fans so much, man. That's why you got that big X on your freaking forehead. That's why you ain't nothing but an X.
I will say, you guys were definitely ahead of your time. I know, even like I said back then, watching it, that's what got me interested in the XFL, and that's why I keep bringing up 2020. I mean, you brought an engagement with the fans that was not there and that could not be found anywhere else. I'm in agreement with that. And the evolution of y'all's show and the networking you've done is all evident. And it's just stepping stones it's given to people like me to do our own thing also. So I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, man. That's all and keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't let no one waver you. There's going to be people that's going to detract and going to hate. And it was like, man, why your show stinks or anything like that. Keep up the work. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
Keep going. Don't stop because somebody feels that you can't do
it. And I'll tell you this, Matthew. I mean, in 2023, we tried to get me credentialed into St. Louis. Didn't happen. But yeah, we got Arlington credentialed in Houston. We got some of our other people and the other networks that we were in with, we got them credentialed. And when I told Arlington, I'm like, look, we're going to the championship game. Let's just for shits and giggles see what happens. And he's like, you really want to do it? I'm like, let's just do it. See what happens, right? So we put his name in. We put my name in. And I'm the one, out of a courtesy, that gets credentialed.
Whoa.
But hold on. What I was wanting to say is that when I actually got up into that press box, right, and I started meeting all you guys, and all you guys were like, oh, my God, you're really here. You really made it to here. And I'm like, yeah. And then, the conversation that me and you had up there in the press box, it was a very humbling experience for me because I've always prided myself in being that last renegade, and then just hours before that, I was on Reed's. Can we give Reed's show a cheap plug? Is that okay? Can we do that? It's Matthew's show.
Do it to it. Whatever y'all want to do. You're guest here.
A few hours before I was on the Markcast with Reed, and I was supposed to go to his hotel, and I was just like, and I was with Daddy Ed and Amanda, and they're like, come to the tailgate. I'm like, all right. So then I was going to go back to the thing, and then all the fans just surrounded me, and I started asking the fans, do you guys want to do this interview with me? And they're like, yeah. So we did the interview live from the parking lot at the tailgate with about 100-something fans around me. And it was just a very humbling experience to see what me and Arlington did here in St. Louis, and then in 2023, grow it to where it is today. It's just a very humbling experience, and I'm very much grateful for all of it.
You ain't nobody, dude. You ain't nobody. You ain't never been
That's
nobody.
true. I'm not.
Everybody surrounding me and all that stuff. Nobody give a damn about you, man.
You're right. They don't. They don't give a damn at all.
It's XFL. We're here for the group. We're here for the crew.
We're here for the idiots that watch.
Now, when you guys started, it was the XFL XSTL talk show.
Whoa. Hold on. Damn it. Now we're getting in trouble, Arlington.
How are we getting in trouble?
Oh, yeah. We didn't say it.
We didn't say it.
Okay, we're good.
No. Never seen.
You're good, Matthew. We didn't say it. You're good.
No, you're good.
So, but yeah, it was that. It was that.
Yep.
And
you don't have to get detailed.
Along the way, like I think more than anything, when we heard about the BHawks were coming to town and that the team name was that, me and Dirty was like, what the hell? No, like I'm not feeling this. And it took literally 48 hours, 2 days, to me to really figure out why this will work. And ever since the day that we met the front office in 2020, oh man, it's been taking off. And they were wondering, how in the world were y'all getting content off and nothing was going on? And Dirty tells that story better than I can. And he said, man, we just straight BS'd. I'm being clean with it. We straight BS the entire way. Just basically one of the things we wanted to see with this new XFL, because we remember the one in the past, right? Remember 2001. And so when Vince did his press conference back in 2017, late 2017, 2018 is when he did it. We wanted to see what this new game looked like. Everything was red, white, and blue. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, he got new innovations. And then they had the rap song that came out with it, to kind of go along with it. And I'm like, okay, you got my attention. And it was like, when it came back, this was the league that I didn't know we needed. I seriously didn't. I didn't know we needed it.
Yeah.
But here we are, 2 years after that, the league drops. We get Oliver Luck, who's I still believe to this day as our commissioner is better than your commissioner. Was literally had that league going in the right direction. That they was really saying that, and I believe it to this day. If they would have finished that season in 2020, they would have made a profit, or they would have been close, or they got even. Because everything started lining up minute by minute, even though you could sit back and talk about the ratings and whatever, man, but it was good football.
Yes, sir.
And they did it again this season. That's what made this league so special for 2023. I know we could sit here and talk about other leagues, but we talk about this one, to have over 80% of your games decided by less than 9 points. That's phenomenal. You don't get that, especially in a reiteration of a new league, and the competition level is evenly matched. It's even. You know what I mean? You didn't know what you were getting because everybody's a rookie.
Yep. Same.
Everybody's their first year in the XFL, so you didn't know what kind of games you were going to get. And so to see how it transcended, it got to the end, Arlington, a 4-6 team, getting to the championship and winning. That was a great story. I don't care what anybody says. That was a great story. And we can sit back and we look at the game was crazy because San Antonio versus DC was whoever got in was making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That could have made an entirely different postseason. John Parker-Romo missing that field goal changed the course.
Yep.
And then in their minds, and Dirty, you remember me, I told you this. I said, everybody that's in there talking bad about this 4-6 team making the playoffs, I hope they make that bulletin board material and they win the whole damn thing. And lo and behold, that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They showed up in the championship. You
Yeah,
can't hate or take anything from them.
No, and and to hear the hate from the other league. Oh, look at that! A 4-6 team made the championship. I think they might have had 2 teams that were 4-6 make the playoffs, and then had a 4-6 team in the championship game. But their 4-6 team lost. I mean, that's what it is. That's what makes the XFL such a great and fun league. And I'm going to piggyback off on Arlington saying, when we started the show, we named it what we did, the 6 little letters, right? And then we would do the show we would call it BHawk Live in the 6 letters stage studio. And then we actually had we had somebody come up to us and said, hey, a guy in St. Louis say, hey, I'm going to start on terrestrial radio. Would you guys be opposed if I use the BHawk Live? BHawk Live. And we were like, hell no, we were honored. We were honored, Wyatt, because the station that he had to deal with the XFL here in St. Louis. And there were certain people in the local media. Oh, there goes Matthew. Welcome to the Oh, there he is. Okay, I was going to say we might have to take the show over real quick on you. Oh, there you go.
Playing with these cameras, trying to get the best angle. My bad, guys.
You're good.
Yeah, no, it's your joke.
But it was funny is that we had people in the local media that wanted nothing to do with the XFL, but one guy, and he came to us and asked us our permission if he could use the name for his show. And we were just like, wait, what? Are you serious? And that's what he did. So we knew we had something in 2020. And then just the interaction with all the fans, And then we moved to 2023. And Arlington's right. I think that if the league would have sustained and COVID wouldn't have happened, hell, during COVID, we played out the entire XFL season on YouTube, on our page, on Madden, and people were tuning in to watch the game. That was the funny part. And we were keeping the stats and putting it all up like that, and people tuned in to watch the games.
Hey, I'm telling you, I was right there.
We are 3 years back from that, right? And we sit back and look like, man, what a time. Mm-hmm. Because we had to be enclosed. A lot of us had to be enclosed in our rooms or in homes, apartments, hotels, whatever. And what a time, man. I'm like, I couldn't even believe that actually worked.
Yeah.
Sat back and people were enjoying it like it was an actual game. But that's all we had.
That was it.
We were all sad when the XFL ended then. I don't know if you weren't sad when it ended in 2020. I don't even know why you were watching, honestly.
Man. Right. We were looking forward to getting to Tampa and then the game against the LA team at the time. We were looking forward to that one because they were going to, they did it this past year, opened up the dome some more, but they were going to open up the entire dome, and they were ready to put 40, 50,000.
No, they had 50. Remember, Arlington, they had 55,000 sold for that game.
So they were going to open it up, and it was going to get really, really loud in there. It was, from what I could hear and from the videos I've seen, that it was loud in there with the 38,000 that they got.
Oh, I was there, and it was loud. Believe me, I'm a big Saints fan, and it's very comparable to a Superdome game.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And and so then we moved to 2023, and me and Arlington are like, well, why don't we? You're in Houston now. I'm in St. Louis. Instead of talking about us talking about St. Louis, why don't we just talk about the entire league now? Let's just do the whole league. We have the fan base, and then then we had a phone call where certain things were said. So that's why we have the show name now as the XFanShow.
Understood.
And we're just basically 5 guys in a basement broadcasting like babies, But hey, that's cool. I'll take it. I don't care. But again, it's grown into what it is, and it's gotten to a point to where it cannot be denied anymore. And like we'll see all the guys that broadcast with us, like here, Jersey the King, who just got on here. He asked us to be on his show, and he'll shoot me messages and ask for pointers, and I'll give him the pointers. It's in the guys like here in San Antonio when we did the Super Fan Show. It was like that. We helped the guys in Horns right there. San Antonio J. Is that San Antonio J or is that Dirty Toro? Oh, that's Dirty Toro. I helped name him. But we helped grow our show, mine and Arlington's show, the XFan show, BHawk Live. Oh, there's the Queen with one of the little fans that wanted to take a picture with her. We helped grow that fan base in San Antonio. And to go to there's my interview with Reed. Prior to it, there's the mayor, there's BHawk 1, there's the Ridge Rockers, the Predator couple, Daddy Ed, stuff like that. We're one giant family. So when we say we're a legion of fans, we're a legion of fans.
I love it.
And, when you seem to be, the guys of that legion and you're leading those people out, it's kind of hard to deny us of what we've done and what we've accomplished. Really.
I would say that the way that when we went to that tailgate and seen all the fans out there, I literally said the same thing like what Dirty said. I look at it as one big family. XFL comes together. Like next year for championship weekend, that's how it has to be again.
Yes, sir.
Like everybody comes together for this one game, wherever it's at. Everybody, get your tickets ready for whenever or wherever it may be. So that's how I look at things this time with the XFL. Like some things were great. Like how they did that. Like this tailgate that we came together with was fantastic. Now I need the league themselves to come to us. We can help. We can help make this thing bigger than what you got.
We're all here for that. I agree with you on that.
We can help.
Yeah, so like if you go right there, there's where
that fan engagement you guys bring is just like top.
Well, and there's the fan engagement. Go back to that one picture. One picture. That's the fan engagement. That's a fan from St. Louis where their parents watch our show. That little kid watches our show.
Oh, that's awesome.
That little kid wanted to take a picture of the BHawk Live crew with Daddy Ed, the Queen, Hyena, Amanda, and myself. Wanted to take a picture of us. And we promoted that event. We had probably 150, 200 people at that event. The XFL did one the same night and didn't have the turnout that we did because they didn't promote it.
Yeah, last minute.
Ours was about the fans. And God love the Alamu Beer Company for letting us use their venue that night because it was an amazing time.
Yeah, I saw the live. That was a good show, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, and there's Colin from the Rough 'Em Up podcast.
Oh, yeah, I know him pretty well from Houston.
Yeah, that's my guy from Rough 'Em Up. Hey,
good guy.
I'll tell you this on this show. I got to give a shout out to Brian Winslow for, who's a big XFL fan. He said, hey, man, you need to get with this young man, Cullen Watkins, from the Rough 'Em Up show. And, actually, it was not that at first. It was called Roughnecks Analyst. And he was just analyzing everything Roughnecks. And so I just gave him the idea. I said, hey, man, I was like, listen, has anybody used Rough 'Em Up for the Roughnecks? I know that's what their tagline is. And nobody's using it. He's like, no, man. Timmy, you know what? I believe you should use that as the name for the show. He said, you know what? Let's do that. And that's what it's been ever since, the Rough 'Em Up podcast. And I'm only on there during the season. I want y'all to watch him because he breaks down so much when it comes to the Roughnecks. So much.
See, like here, you got the guy Marco right here. Marco, huge fan of ours from Arlington. Marco, a great guy. Yeah, it's just this legion has grown into. There's some of the fans. Look, there you got the mayor. There's some of the San Antonio fans right there. And then you go into here, and you got the mayor of the XFL right in the middle of that picture. You can't miss him. He looks like the Orange Kool-Aid man.
Stop it.
Right there. I love the mayor. The mayor's a great dude. Love the mayor. Ain't nothing wrong with the mayor. There he is. Right there.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I remember that picture. too.
Look, that is the crew right there. You got all kinds of dressing up going on.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's Marco right there, right behind the mayor.
Right
There's Marco right there behind the mayor. And I mean, this is what it was about, we're not afraid to bring fans on our show and let them express their displeasure with the league, and does it rub some people the wrong way? Sure it does. But guess what? I don't care if it rubs anybody the wrong way. Arlington does sometimes. He gets mad at me when I let the fans go on a bashing session, but that's okay.
I would say this. Now, this is what I would say to that. I would be like this. If it's in context and it can do something to make the league better, say it. Now, if you're just going to sit there and completely bash the freaking league,
right.
Get off my show, man. I don't want you doing that.
Yeah.
Something that's going to have some meat on the bones.
Right, like Marco.
Criticism is okay.
Yeah, like you see Marco's comment right here. Can you put that up there, Matt?
Let's see.
The very bottom one. A family. How do you say that? Arlington, I can't read. I need to go to the Ricky prolific school.
We still need to call him about that too.
Yeah, right there. How would you say that, Arlington? A family.
A family.
Yeah, a family, and that's what it is, and that's what we've built it into.
Family of fans is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a family of fans for sure.
It's
Absolutely.
very, very common. I mean, it's very, very good. I see you guys, every single relationship you guys have. I mean, you're friends. You're not just acquaintances. You are close-knit buddies, talking shit, hanging out, doing what you do with normal folks. So
that ain't as easy as it looks, man. Listen,
well, y'all don't walk around on this. I'm too good for normal folks media. Stature. You're yourselves. You are individuals.
Okay, here I'll
great.
I'll give you an example. Arlington was saying earlier that he went through some personal issues, and we had talked. We'd had some people wanting us to kind of split the show apart and to take it a different way. And in this conversation, I said, if Arlington is not sitting next to me, and screw it, Arlington, I don't care if they get mad. If Arlington's not sitting next to me doing the XFL STL talk show, then I'm not going to do it because that's not the show. If it doesn't have Arlington, then it's not the show. And Arlington said, man, he goes, Dirty, I need to take some time, bro. I said, you know what, bro? Take as much time as you need. And then that's when I did that video expressing my feelings of what had happened to Arlington. And then, got to get a little bit, the George Floyd thing. I was on vacation when I saw the video, and I did the video because of the way everything was going on at that time. And I asked people, I was like, imagine if that was Arlington, my brother, that had happened to, how would you guys feel? And I think our show has brought people together from all over the world just to show that we may have our differences. We don't always agree on everything when we're doing the show and in our real lives, but we have enough respect and enough love for each other to respect each other's opinions. And so it was just to show that stuff. And when I did that, and then, right here, like when the Queen was in the hospital with her son in St. Louis, and we were at the tailgate, and people are going, well, where is the Queen? I said, oh, well, her son's in the hospital. They're like, can we do a video for her and her son? I was like, sure. They wanted to do a video for her and her son to just show them how much they missed them at the game. BHawk won when he found out that her son was in the hospital. He's like, Dirty, how far is the hospital from here? I'm like, it's probably a 10-minute drive. Yeah, there's the video. And he wanted me to go up and record it with them. And there's the video of her son walking out of the hospital that day of the game. It's stuff like that we're a family is what we are. And then just to see everything and to see how everybody has all grown and how we all love each other. And you're right, we don't walk around like we're better than anybody else because we're not. We put our pants on just like everybody else does.
I have to make sure that you goon. I got to make sure that I'm a freaking week.
Yeah, and I mean, and Matt, can I give another cheap plug?
Yeah, anything you want, man. You're welcome.
And that's why on September 9th, we're doing the XFan Legion and the BHawk Live fan appreciation thing out at our sponsor, Wild Sun Brewery, brewing company, where we're going to have the fans come out because there might be a special surprise, too, if you guys come out September 9th. More details to follow, but September 9th, mark your calendars, 6 to 10, we're going to be out there doing something special for you guys. Hopefully Arlington gets back in town. I don't know if he will or not, but if he does, I'll give him a big, wet, sloppy kiss, and everybody can watch it live.
Oh, yeah, that'll be entertaining, no doubt.
But, but we're doing an appreciation to the XFan Legion, to the BHawk Live fan legions. I mean, we have people from San Antonio say they're coming. People from Houston saying they're coming. That we're going to do that. You're right, Sandy, and the XFL has brought the entire country together. And it's amazing to me how this has grown and what we've accomplished in, oh my God, Arlington, has this been 5 years now?
Almost.
Doing this?
Almost.
Yeah, we've been through a lot.
How many episodes have you guys? How many lives do you think you've done? Over 100?
Oh my 200? God! No, come on. There's 52 weeks in a year, bro, and we broadcast.
Come on, give me an average right here.
I'll give you an estimate about 200.
Okay, I like it.
I would say in the beginning, up until here, dude, it's over 200, bro. Over 200. We're broadcasting 3 days. We're broadcasting 2 days a week now, bro.
Yeah, I mean it's hard for me to keep up with your guys' shows. I watch them when I can, but that's why I like it. There's plenty of content.
Yeah, we're broadcasting.
See, and the thing is, you'll know when we coming on the air. Like it doesn't matter. You'll know when we are on the internet. Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, whenever. Or we'll pop up on somebody's show on Monday. We'll pop up on somebody's show on Friday. Or we'll pop up on somebody's show on a Saturday. You'll know when we're there. You'll know it.
Yeah.
Everybody will.
I mean, it's just I mean, oh God, I mean, it's definitely over 100. It's definitely over 100. Man, bro, I'd say it's close to 3.
3. Nice.
I doubt it.
Bro, you know what, dude? Now Matthew's got me curious.
Now y'all got to count. Yeah.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to count all the way back from the beginning.
Good luck.
He said good luck. I mean, looking through y'all's Facebook, man, there's a ton of content on there.
You do that all by yourself.
No,
yes, guys. Sandy, that is in Hillsboro. Wild Sun Brewing Company, September 9th. We're doing the XFan Legion. We're doing the XFan Legion and the BHawk Live fan appreciation. Come out. Oh, here's John. Yeah, I can't count that high. See? Look right here. Jersey the King says it. You're close, 250 for sure. See, this is why I don't like our fans, Matthew. See, you get people like this. Go back to John. People like John that's got to put up some smart ass comment.
It's all love.
I'm dealing with a smart ass on a weekly basis. Are you serious?
Tell me, guys. I know you got multiple hosts on your show now. Tell the guys and girls at home, who are the hosts? I mean, I know we got Amanda, Daddy Ed.
Oh, hold on. Whoa. Stop the clock there, Matthew. Hold on.
There we go. Let's go.
Hold on. There's only 2 hosts.
Oh, okay.
There's only 2 hosts of the XFanShow, me and Arlington.
Okay.
Now, listen. Now we have other shows that are part of the XFan Legion, right?
Understood.
But no, we do have a lot of hosts. There's me and Arlington for the XFanShow, right? Then, Wednesday nights, you have myself, the hyena herself who will melt your ears like battery acid, and Daddy Ed.
Why do you do her like that?
She's a fool. We have them on BHawk Live on Wednesdays. And then, that's also part of the Fan Legion. You have the guys in the Horns Forward, which is what? You have Jason, you have Jorge, Jackie, DJ on the Horns Forward. Then you have the Smoking Guns podcast, who talk about the gunslingers down here in the Brahmas, and that's Phil, Leo, and RC. Which much love to RC and Jorge for helping us put that all together, that event in San Antonio at the Alamo Beer Company together. Thank God they helped us do that.
They're great.
And, we have the Rough 'em Up podcast with Cullen and then Arlington during the season. let's see. We have the Player 54 that we're affiliated with Michael Latham.
And then also just added Jersey the King with the Fan Gang Nation show.
Yep. Yeah, Jersey the King with the Fan Nation show.
I'm ready to get Jersey on here and talk to him soon. He looks.
No, Jersey's a fun dude.
He's looking forward to it.
He's gonna tell you, listen, I love Jersey, right? I love Jersey. But listen, he really thinks that these Vegas Vipers are gonna do something. But now that they have a doctor as the head coach, right? I mean, really, what's he? Hey, listen.
Typical St. Louis fan right here with this.
Whoa! Stop. Hold on. Listen, I am so against the whole thing of Viper fans standing pooping up. That to me was the dumbest thing that started in 2020 because we never played the Vipers. And the real rival. That is my fault. That whole call is all my fault too. Hate that. But listen, the real rivalry of the Battlehawks is. Let me hold on. Let me show you.
Come on, man. We ain't got all day.
Switch the hat over to my DC Defender champ.
Put it on.
That's right. And then listen, they're the real rivalry of the Battlehawks, not the Vipers. I mean, listen, here he goes again. Mark my words. McLennan will lead the Vipers. So,
hey,
there's he. Yeah.
Yeah, see, listen.
That's the point of the Legion, man. That is the whole point of the Legion, is bringing all the fans together.
All right, hold on. I got a fan says take it off. Hold on, let me do something for you then. Let me take this off. Let me put a real winning team's hat on, shall I? Okay, here we go.
You got on the
I like the green.
Really? You put on the Sea Dragons?
Well, I mean, listen, the Sea Dragons did have the best cornerback in the league with the Neucher, who is going to take
somebody, Matt, that was focused on a whole Battlehawk team and have a whole love fest for a different quarterback that don't even play for the Battlehawks. I never seen that in my lifetime, right? I used to sit there have a show about the Battlehawks, and you are sitting there, I'm talking about like so worse than a Hoover vacuum all over Ben DiNucci.
Now, question, since we're on this, what's y'all's favorite XFL athlete and coach?
You know who mine is.
Go ahead, A-Train. Go ahead. Let's hear it first.
My favorite coach is the Bum himself, the son of Bum. Wade Phillips, my favorite XFL athlete.
Oh, God.
It should have been the offensive player of the year, AJ McClendon.
Hi, Bum. Hey, let me suck up to you.
Hold on.
Hey, Wade Phillips. How are you, sir?
I never needed to, unlike other people.
I never sucked up to any coaches.
You also never sucked up to athletes either.
Well, I mean, listen. I'm going to say this. My favorite coach was probably Anthony Beck because the dude loved talking smack sideways out his mouth. That's what I loved about it. That's what I loved. And I love talking smack sideways out of my mouth. Right? Love it.
All the time.
Love it. No, I criticize Coach. Coach is a good dude. Now, do I think they got it right with who should have won the champion or who won Coach of the Year, Reggie Barlow? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite player. Again, I got a soft spot for my man Jordan Ta'amu. Always will. Our very first interview of a player on this show from the XFL.
Yes.
Much love to Jordan. Met his parents. Parents love me in Arlington. Parents are the nicest people in the world. But listen, there's only one player in the XFL, and I just happen to have his hat. His hat right here. The True Brand hat.
Oh.
From the Nooch himself.
Did you buy that?
I did. I had somebody get it for me. The Nooch was the man. Listen, when you're a quarterback and you knock a dude out, a linebacker out, and then you just, boom, pose on him.
Flex on him, right. Flex on him.
Yeah, flex. Flex. The Nooch. I mean, listen, I had a lot of XFL favorite athletes, right? There was a lot of them. Abram Smith. Don't get me wrong. AJ McCarron showed that he could still play at his age. Show that he still deserves a shot in the NFL, which I don't think he's going to happen, right? Josh Gordon, Jay Peasy, and all that. But what The Rock and them brought, what The Rock said is this is about building your brand and getting your opportunity and taking your opportunity. And if there was one person in the league that took his opportunity and built his brand, it was this guy here. So love him or hate him, this was the guy that did exactly what the XFL was about. He took his brand and he built it up even more in what it was. So that's why I respect him. And that's probably why he's my favorite player.
I agree with you. I liked everything about him except that mouth. It was.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's what made him the perfect villain for the XFL.
Understood.
That's what made him a perfect, like, love him or hate him, whether he was on your team or he's one of your favorite players or not. That's what made Ben DiNucci one of the popular choices for best players in the XFL. You know, and when we seen him throw picks, we was loving every minute of it. You know, we threw touchdowns.
And look, if he was here in St. Louis, don't let these people here in St. Louis go sideways on you. They'd have been like, oh my God, Ben DiNucci's the greatest quarterback in the XFL. Ben DiNucci this, Ben DiNucci that, nooch.
No, it would have been similar. It would have been similar to when Mark Bulger was playing for the Rams. You loved him and then you hate him.
Mark Bulger
did not have a mouth. That's it.
Right, but they'd have loved him. Loved him. He reminded me of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Fling the ball, you're going to live and die by their arm. They both had big mouths and didn't know when to shut up. Let's just hope that DiNucci doesn't take money away from special needs programs like Brett Favre did and get in trouble in the future. That's, I'm just saying. Thanks a lot.
Like I said, I'm in Mississippi, so I'm familiar with that.
You know what I'm talking about.
You watch it. Green Bay fans will come after you for that comment.
Let them come after me. It would be the first time. Hey, at least
he's a Bears fan, so yeah, they come from him anyway.
I'm going to tell you this: the team that DiNucci should go to should be the Minnesota Vikings because he would help that team win a championship. Getting off of the Broncos, send him to Minnesota.
You're going to get a lot of hell, dude. You're about to get so much hell right now.
I can hear it now. It's already
banging on the walls by mysteriously. No walls being banged mysteriously.
No, not yet. Just a lot of. I can hear it burning in my ears right now.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Hey, I feel bad for you, sir, for where you at. Oh my God!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you send your resumes to co-host the XFanShow on Tuesdays and Thursdays to XFanShow @gmail.com.
I don't want to read these. I don't want to read these, dude.
Because Dirty might be dead after this show.
Hey, but real talk though, I should have said his favorite because he was one of my favorites too, and that was Jordan Ta'amu. During the year, man, he was it was a surprise that he was Offensive Player of the Year, but the way that he went during the season, he deserved that award. Yep. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't just wasn't passing; he was taking off and running with the ball too. Mm-hmm. So, with the type of offense, that's what even surprised me more. The way the Renegades were ready for the defenders in their offense, because during the season, and if we really look past week 5, because by that moment everybody was starting to get themselves, and the teams were getting themselves in order. They kept going. If they didn't lose to Orlando, man, they had an undefeated season right then and there.
Yes, sir.
They literally had an undefeated season. And Reggie Barlow did a fantastic job with this crew, but the real MVPs on this team, and I know a lot of people are going to hate one of them, was one is offensive coordinator Fred Koss, who worked with Jordan Ta'amu and who worked with De'Aaron King, but the other one was Greg Williams.
Yeah.
A lot of people do not like Greg Williams, but they were able to get stops when they need to, and they had some of the best corners in the XFL. No disrespect to San Antonio Brahma fans, because Luke Barkley was, in my opinion, the best cornerback in the league. You had a guy like Mike Joseph, though, just seemingly making plays and every which way. That was kind of difficult to get around when you're playing them on offense. So it was hard for them, hard for different teams, especially St. Louis. So, I mean, I have to give credit to how Barlow put that staff together.
Mm-hmm.
Getting and trusting a guy like Jordan Ta'amu, because we didn't really get to see all of that in St. Louis. But as we sit here right now, it's funny that we were trashing John Hayes and Chuck Long, and here they are with an XFL championship.
It was funny.
2022.
It's funny that you say that, Arlington, because when I was at the championship game, I had to go say hi to Coach. I had to go say hi to Coach. He sees me. He goes, "Dirty, you son of a bitch." He goes, and it's funny. He's like, "Yeah, how you like me now, Dirty?" I was like, "I knew you could do it, Coach." So, I mean, it's funny the stuff that we've said about the coaches and the players. They know what we've said about them. So when they see us, they're like, "Yeah, man, I saw you talking trash on me, but now look at me now," and they appreciate it. So like when Coach was like, "Yeah, how you like me now, Dirty?" I was like, "I knew you could do it, Coach." And he's like, "Get over here, son bitch. Let's do a picture." So yeah, I mean, it was amazing to see this team, and people want to talk about, oh, these teams were so terrible. These teams were this and these and all of this stuff. Really were they? Because they all started off they all started at the same level. They all had the same stuff facilitated to them. They all had the same workout programs. They all had the same facilities, fooding, nutrition program, because we had Ricky Prohl on. Coach Ricky Prohl talking about it. He goes, we all started out at the same level. It was all about the drafting and if your players bought into your systems or not. And oh no, his EOS webcam.
But yeah, keep talking about that, man. Like that was the
main
thing about it.
So everybody was on the same level of the playing field. It's just certain players choose to gel well better than others. And whatever Reggie Barlow did in DC and what Greg Williams and all of those guys, they made those guys gel very fast together. Same with the Battlehawks, same with the Sea Dragons. Same with Houston and Wade Phillips and all of his guys, gelled really fast. Arlington started getting it at the end. And I'm telling you now, if Luis Perez would have been on that Arlington team from the beginning, the Renegades would have won that division hands down. Hands down. Because all they did was change one thing. Put a quarterback on that team. That's all they did.
And the other thing is this. I know we sit here and we ride on Terrell Buckley all the time. But that team was competitive.
Yeah.
1-9. Granted, and I'm so happy that they got a win, and no team did not get 0. You know what I mean? I was so happy that there was no team with a goose egg in the win column. And the fact that they were able to do that, and the fact that they were able to compete each and every week, granted it was hard for them, but they competed, got a 1-9 record, but they competed. They weren't like Vegas that was in disarray. I mean, I get it. They were on a third quarterback, Quentin Dormady, but they found their guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And Cody Latimer was no slouch. Charleston Rambo was no slouch, especially in those last 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah, it mattered. They showed up.
Jordan Thomas at tight end, he was starting to make some noise. Jermaine Martin was doing a great job. I can't think of the other running back for them. Yeah, and see,
yeah,
I'm talking about Luis. Yeah, and so those 8 teams, granted where the records were, they all competed. All of them did, and you had to remember everybody was all on the same level when it came to the rules. So it's just that teams were better than others, and it's funny though how we sit back and 3 teams that didn't have 500 records or better. Well, what was it? 4 teams? No, 4 teams that had it. 3 of them were rookie coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Beck was the only one that had a winning record in that realm.
What? And Matthew, here's the other thing you got to look at too. Let's look at it this way: with the challenges, right? There were 2 coaches that had a higher percentage than 50% for winning challenges: Reggie Barlow and Coach Anthony Beck. All the other coaches were lower. a lot of these teams, they were all productive teams in different ways. Like, let's, for example, Orlando. There'd be days their defense wouldn't show up, but then all of a sudden their offense would show up and drop 30 points.
Yeah,
I mean, they did it in St. Louis. They dropped 28 points. Vegas is the anomaly.
Hey, it looked very inconsistent all year
Right,
long.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It
like
was
San Antonio. Right, like San Antonio.
man.
You look at San Antonio.
Injuries killed them.
They probably had the best defensive team. And their defense kept them in the game almost every single time. Orlando was probably the most all-around. Or not Orlando. DC was the most all-around on all three phases. Not in the top 10, not in the tops, but all-around balanced. Seattle, their offense was just unbelievable.
Hey, don't dismiss their defense, though.
No, their defense did start turning around there at the end. St. Louis's offense was great. Defense was suspect from time to time. But it was funny because, well, I mean, really, I mean, come on. I mean, Abram Smith ran for 222,000 yards on us in that game. I mean, come on. I mean, I think Abram Smith is still running over the Battlehawks at the Dome, if you ask me. But anyways, each team had something that they were each good at. And that's what made the XFL so different. And then each fan base, because I mean, I went to 12 different games I went to Seattle, Vegas, didn't go to Orlando, Houston, Arlington. And I didn't go to Houston. I went to Arlington, San Antonio, and then all the Battlehawk games. So I went to six other opposing games. And each fan base was different from the next. Like, you know, and I'll say it to the day that I die. People want to crap all over Vegas. I'm telling you, the best fan experience I had was in Vegas. Hands down. Best fan experience. St. Louis is just St. Louis. The tailgating was just great. I mean, I know I harped on the fan experience here in St. Louis, but when you have 38,000 people at a game and everybody wants to get on the field, it's going to suck a little. It's going to be hard. You're just going to cattle call them. San Antonio was great because of the tailgating and how just accepting and loving everybody was. Arlington, because we already knew people down there and we were there for the first game, so they still kind of remembered us. So that was fun. Seattle had a blast in the city of Seattle. Fan base was great. It was just each fan base had something different. And that's what makes the XFL so special, is that it's these fans and their passion for this game. We're talking 5 years later now, and it's still as strong as ever, the XFL is. And going to just get stronger.
Yes, sir. Let me ask you guys, what's going forward, what's the biggest goal you have for content creation, or media news for the XFL? I mean, personally or as a group, it doesn't matter, however you want to answer.
I never really thought of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in the hot seat. I'm sorry.
Hey, just keep going, man. Like to remain consistent. You know, that's always been the biggest issue for podcasters, not just XFL podcasters, but podcasting, period, is to keep going. And that, you know, a lot of times life can get in the way because of that. But we have to make sure that we continue to put out at least something per week. And if we don't, we let our fans know. And a lot of times I be feeling bad them days that we can't do the show, you know, because like at times it's a breakaway from what we deal with in our regular lives. And we just get to talk XFL, whether it's for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, you know. And I just want to make sure that, especially for media, is that you're seeing the content out there. Talk to us. Like, really talk to us. Like, you can get a better understanding of what we're trying to do and to make sure that we all build your product, because that's what's going on. Because there are the 4 major sports, you got MLS, and a lot of them are getting access and not really doing anything. But we're here to try and build a product here that we believe in. And that's the XFL. Same can be said for the other leagues too, especially with this new Arena League that's coming out. Is building with your fans and then building with the people that are talking about it. A lot of people want to see this work. That's why we're here doing what we do. So that's my biggest goal, is working with us.
No, go ahead and finish, Arlington.
That's it. I'm done.
I think with me it's like Arlington's, keep creating the content. And if there's guys out here who want to do this, reach out and I'll give them the words of advice, helping the other people, do this and help promote them and all that. And for the media, look, I was at the championship game and Arlington told me, he's like, bro, you're going to get bored up in that press box, bro. You're not about, he goes, you're about the fans. He goes, you're going to get bored. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. The food was great. I did get, I got bored because I wasn't down there with the fans because you're really, you're not supposed to cheer when you're up in the press box. It was great talking to everybody, but the media is just to be that voice for the fans. I want to be that show where the fans can come on and express their displeasure with the league and how they feel about the league, talk it out and say, okay, you don't like this. So what if we do this, this, and this? Just be that voice for the fans. And like Arlington says, you see what we do. We don't want to be officially or whatever. We just want to be working relationship, I mean, Matt, let me ask you a question. You've seen some of our interviews, right?
Yeah, of course.
With coaches and players, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, which interviews? Do you like our interviews better, or the ones that you see on ESPN? Because they're just asking. I'm just saying.
I think you know the answer to that question.
I mean, it's just, we want the fans to see the player and the coaches for who they are. Look, we've seen enough of them. You can go on their pages and see everything they've accomplished, right? But who is the actual player? What do they want? Like we did with that one with Lacobe, Tucker. He's sending us messages back going, oh, my God, that was the most fun I've ever had. He loved the Jared Allen 69 comment. He was crying on the show because of that. Because, Jared Allen, number 69, that's Amanda's favorite Minnesota Viking player fan. That's her favorite player. Why does your head always, right? Like, and Sandy says, and to keep it growing and growing. It's to help guys like you, Matthew, to help you get your stuff out there. It's to help the guys like Jersey the King to get their stuff out there. The Horns Forward, the Smoking Guns, the Player 54s. It's about them. It's not. Look, we could build a throne all we want, but without people tuning in each week, we don't have a throne. We can't build a throne.
Understood.
Because if we're not talking to the fans, then it doesn't matter. See, told you she loves Jared Allen, of course. See, everybody's always thinking filthy. Animals, just filth.
Hey, Matthew,
you see what I have to deal with?
Matthew, when Colby Tucker wouldn't have laughed the way that he did if Dirty did not mention that number 69.
That was Jared Allen's number. Why do you have to be such a filth? See, Matthew, I apologize to your fans here that we have this kind of filth on your show. It's accepted on our show, but just not on this show. Come on, Arlen.
We usually keep it PG-13. It's still PG-13, so we're good. I think it's hilarious. So you guys crack me
now
up.
You understand that. If Dirty didn't explain himself, he would have got it regardless.
Right. Now, let me look. Like Sandy says right here, take the hyenas. Just reading her comments, burning my eyes from the battery acid. Like, put Sandy's comment, the interaction you have with your interviews is what makes it so spectacular. And that's what it is. We're just asking the questions like the fans want to hear them. We want the fans to do it. I can't hear you. Here you go. See, he muted himself.
Is that me? Did I mute myself? Or is that A-Train?
That's A-Train. He muted himself.
Gotcha.
Come on, pal. Get it together.
Can you hear me now?
No,
there he is.
Get it together.
Spectacular, that's a lot. I can't say spectacular.
Now listen, when you have the coach say, we do have teaching classes for adults, reading classes for adults. Come down here to Prolific and I'll teach you how to read. Come on, that's pretty spectacular, bro. You got to admit.
I would say the level of guests that we've had on this platform has been fantastic, man. Pro Beck, his wife, Coach Beck, is Miss Deanne Beck has been on the show. You know, Trey Watson has been on. What's the offensive lineman that y'all had?
No, it was defensive lineman Kevin Atkins.
Yes, Kevin Atkins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, bringing some of those guys on, and all the personalities bringing on the show have been fantastic, man. Like, this is something that, you know, I want to continue to see happening, and this league within it grow. Like, my biggest goal for real out of the whole thing, Matthew, is that they are competing against the NFL, but just during the spring. I want them to be like what the USFL was supposed to be back in the 80s, was to be that professional football league that was looked at as big, but they not looking at it as a competitor, you know, per se. But I'm like, $1 million contracts can go to these people at some point. You don't want to go to the NFL. I want to play here. The XFL gets on that same level. I know that's just wishful thinking, but that's what I'm hoping for that to be.
Understood. And me, for the media and content creation, it's just to make an entertaining show for the fans, and that the fans are entertained by it, and that they want to tune in each week to listen to what this dummy has to say and that intelligent guy below me has to say. Which one? What do we got to thank her for? She's always wants some. See, her. Listen, Matthew, have you ever met the hyena?
I have not.
Okay, look. Here's what we got to say, right? Very nice person. She got the tiniest head in the world, right? Tiniest head in the world. Well, I mean, it's starting to get bigger and bigger with all this success. I mean, it's starting to get to where she can't even fit it through a door. She's got to turn sideways. No, my head. Oh, the interview. Oh, my bad. Yes, got to give a lot of credit to the hyena because she does do a lot of work getting interviews for us. Give her that one.
I see her on the ground running.
That's starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger as the minutes get.
Arlington, if you keep saying it, you know it's about ready to show up. The white whale's about ready to show up.
So, hey.
The white whale's about ready to show up because he's getting bigger.
Hey, I'm serious, Matt. Cut him off,
look at him shaking, Arlington. He's shaking, Arlington.
I'm serious, Matt. Don't let him do it.
Talking about it. You want to see it, Arlington?
It's too late. All right, guys. I got 2 more questions for you. Maybe 3 if we have time. No worries. So, what's some of your best memories or highlights from the show, or games, or anything XFL related? Just the best in your mind.
My God.
When you go to sleep at night,
man,
you say, "I love this." What is it? What do you love?
Hey, it was one. I have it screenshotted in my phone. It left Dirty speechless. It was myself, Cullen Watkins, and Amanda, and we were on something. We made some comment that had Dirty just sitting there, and he couldn't say nothing for about 5 minutes, and we were just losing it. And that was another episode too, man. I cannot think of it. That had me. It had me, you, and Amanda. We just lost it, and I cannot remember what episode that was. You remember what I'm talking about? No, it was when Van was on the show. You remember that, Dirty?
Oh, yeah.
He was talking about the DC fans and the lemons.
Yes.
And we sat there and lost it. Like, we lost it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Getting pelted.
Thinking about it now, man, just makes me lose it because he was going in on the DC fans and how he was getting pelted with lemons. No.
Yeah.
And so we sit there and he just goes off, and I'm in tears, crying. I am crying. So it's Dirty because he had to put his head down, and Amanda is just lost.
Yeah.
That was great.
Is that a memory or a highlight?
Anything, man. Anything you got. Whatever sticks out in your mind.
I got so many of them. I mean, the tattoo, jumping through the flaming table.
Yes, that was in 2020.
You know, that was just in 2020. I think the first time, a highlight that I loved, the first time that I broke out the dirty carry for Arlington on the show, and he lost it. He just couldn't. He couldn't do it. You know, it's like, hey, Austin. Hey, Matthew. Hey, let me ask you
now, please, dude. Mute him now.
Let me ask you something, Matthew. Hi, this is a great show. Thanks for having me on. You know, it's just that right there. Like some of my highlights is when he just starts losing it by the dumb stuff that I say. But I really think in 2023, my biggest and my best memory was when I knew that we made an impact in St. Louis, right? But when the 2023 season started, and I know Arlington can vouch for it because he said it. What are you laughing about over there?
I'm a big WWE fan, right?
Oh God, here we go. He's watching NXT. How professional, Arlington? You're supposed to be the unprofessional.
We'll talk about it later then. I ain't got
But
to
anyway, when I went to
something I knew was going to happen tonight. That's all I knew.
Right. But when we went to Arlington and we went to San Antonio for the 2023 game, right? And how the fans are like, "Oh my God, I know who you guys are," and they're asking where Arlington's at, and I'm like, "Oh well, we'll meet up with Arlington in San Antonio. He's in Houston now." That's really when it hit me, and that's probably my best memory because then I had seen the reach that we had made. And then I think one of my other favorite memories is when I was talking to Amanda and Daddy Ed, and when they were in DC, and how they were coming down the stairs, and people were recognizing them. And it's like, oh my God, you're Amanda and Daddy Ed from the BHawk live show, and they're like, we watch you guys. You know, that's probably my best memory and the most humbling one is that one. And then going around the stadium, people yelling my name and stuff like that. So yeah.
Great memories on both ends.
Here you go.
All the fun.
Look, here we go. Jersey the King. See, this is Matt, this is why I don't like our fans. I mean, look, just keep pointing it out. Keep pointing out. Dirty's an idiot. Oh, Dirty spelled his name wrong on his screen. Whoop-de-doo. Woohoo.
Now, I just want to say season highlight during the year is the Sterling Hofstetter that did the fake punt and threw up that touchdown.
Mm-hmm. I love you, Jersey.
That was good. That was a great highlight during the year. Abram Smith's 218 against the Battlehawks. But
I mean, there were just so many. One of my favorite fond memories of this year is watching Akeem Butler drop his first 3 passes in every single game before he would go off.
Why are you such an ass, man?
Because I was just waiting for him to drop his first 3 passes, so then he would start catching the ball. And once that happened, he was on fire.
See, this is what I have to deal with all year long, every freaking week, man. No, and another one was, can we talk about what really happened in San Antonio? Like when we left the game?
Which game?
The first one.
What happened?
The very first game, San Antonio and the Battlehawks, the comeback.
Oh God, one of my worst memories.
Okay, so
we're ready for it. Go ahead.
You saw the game, right? You saw the comeback. Yes, this is literally my least favorite, but I'm gonna talk about it. The least favorite was leaving the game. Then a fan comes by and said, "Hey, have you seen what the score is?" Because I'm leaving. And Dirty was like, "Hey, man, we're getting out of here. It's starting to get bad. You know, it's starting to get a little boring. We're finna dip out. Yeah, we're finna tell on ourselves. I don't care. It's 15-3 at this point. Next thing we know, they said they done came back and they have the ball. They converted the 4th and 15. They converted the 4th and 15, and they head down the field now. So I'm like, are you serious? So at the time, I had my ESPN Plus. I pull up my phone. I said, we pull it up, and there it is. We looking at A.J. McClendon as he throws to Austin Prohl in the end zone.
Yep.
And he catches the game-winning touchdown.
Hell of a comeback.
I'll be damned. They said,
"Oh yeah, hell of a comeback if you got to see it live in the stadium." But my dumb ass walked out like an idiot.
We walked
beat
out
the
like
traffic.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
We were trying to beat the traffic, right? And they came back.
Well, hold on. You only had a 4-hour drive home. I had a 15-hour drive home.
I had 3. I had a 3-hour.
Okay, whatever.
Straight to I don't know. YouTube is cracking me up. Oh, I've learned that already.
Right.
If we crack ourselves up, everybody else is gonna get a good laugh out of it too.
That's probably my least favorite.
So that's
moment.
both of y'all, huh?
We both missed the end of that game.
Yeah. Well, technically we didn't. We still watched the game live, just in the parking lot.
We just watched it in the parking lot when it had already happened. You know how they get.
Well, then that became the running joke. That became the running joke, is that if the BattleHawks were leaving, me and the Queen, because we were there, we had to walk out of the stadium for them to win, and it actually worked a lot of the times that they would win. They'd come back and win the game. So, and then what was the other the least favorite highlight? Probably the same thing. Yeah, no, probably the same thing.
It was the least favorite, but it was the funniest. Was you talked about it? Ben DiNucci trucking Silas Kelly.
Oh, no, that was one of my favorite moments. That was one of my favorite moments. That was one of my favorite moments.
The least, but it sure was the funny one to me. I'm like,
yeah, you saw that on TV and you didn't know what to say.
I did. I was like, damn. It's like, bro just got knocked out.
Yeah.
KO'd linebacker. KO'd. The mullet power didn't help you, did it, Silas Kelly?
Nothing's funnier than the people saying that quarterback shouldn't hit him like that.
Oh, I know. That's the best. No quarterback should truck a guy like that.
What?
Seriously?
What?
Did y'all not see the movie Remember the Titans? Come on,
right.
Man.
Right.
Best movie ever. Best football movie right there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got one more question for you before we roll out there. Future plans. What's in the air for XFanShow or BHawk Live? We got any kind of updates, progress coming on for next season? Guests coming soon? Anything you want to throw out there? I mean, to everybody at home.
Well, we're always working on guests. We were supposed to do the show today, but we knew we were doing this show. Well, hold on. I forgot we were supposed to have a guest today. And actually, our guest is your guest for next Thursday, Joshua Flowers. We were supposed to have him this week.
Gotcha.
Completely forgot about it. So I'm reading your ticker down here, and I go, "Oh shite!
Yeah,
we were supposed to have Joshua Flowers on the show tonight, this afternoon." So I text him. I'm like, "Hey, bro, so sorry about today." And I forgot. So, okay, you want my least favorite moment? That was my least favorite moment. That's why I shouldn't be in charge of getting us guests, because I do dumb shit like that. Excuse my language. Idiot is dirty.
I think the future is, getting websites and stuff together, man, and
and helping other guys grow, helping other guys that want to do this, helping them grow, helping them get their names out there. I mean, I do know September 9th, we do have a big surprise out at Wild Sun Brewing Company in Hillsboro, Missouri. It's XFan Legion BHawk. We do have a very big surprise coming for you guys. Something very, very special on September 9th. So if you'd like to know we're kind of excited about that. Am I right, Arlington? Our surprise that we have coming to everybody. So
I don't even know what the surprise is. They
yes,
kept me
out. Yes, you do.
You got me excited now.
Matthew, come up September 9th.
Hey, man, that's a drive for him. Like, that is a drive.
So far.
Where are you at in Mississippi?
I'm on the coast, down all the way down.
Dude.
So I used to live in Missouri. I used to live in southeast Missouri back a few years ago.
Sorry for you down there.
Yeah,
like
you're telling me.
Joplin, that area or something?
No, more of like Crothersville.
He's talking to Boot Hill, bro.
Yeah, dirty.
He's talking to
South.
Boot Hill.
Yeah,
that's where you hear the banjos playing, and you better start running.
I was born in Blytheville, Arkansas, really. So I'm very familiar with that area. But like I said, St. Louis is always a big place for me.
Yeah, no,
we these days, guys. That's
right. Just getting the website up, helping other guys that want to do this grow, making more connections within the Legion and within the cities, helping the other cities grow. I do know that we are working on a few guests. I do know that tomorrow we have somebody on the show that was at the showcase. I can't remember his name, so I know she's watching. So Queen put his name up there.
Also, James Larson of XFL Newsroom will be on the show tomorrow.
See, there you go. There you go. Yeah, see,
Sweet.
Jeremiah Spicer, There it is, McCoy. We have McCoy on from he was in the showcase, so he's coming on tomorrow. And we're always trying to get guests. I mean, it's easier for Arlington and the Hyena to get guests than it is for me. Well, I mean, Arlington, Pete, they like you. They actually gave you season credentials. They don't like me.
I got the credentials too, so
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's how I got to be Matt. So
you're a little more professional than me. I'm just a little outspoken.
it's okay. We all got our roles. Nothing wrong
Right.
with that, man.
I just call them out on their BS. That's all. Marketing was terrible in 2023. Marketing should be better this year. So yeah.
where's your what?
Oh, you're new. That's why you didn't get your. Next year you'll get your credentials. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Spicer was a former. I'll tell you. And look, the Jeremiah Spicer story is a great story. The way that dude, where he came from, how he grew up, and how he has not gave up on his dream, and how he is, even though, then surviving that accident that he did, helping the underprivileged kids in where he's at. I mean, that dude is a great story. And I mean, I wish Jeremiah Spicer fits somewhere in the XFL.
I believe he will.
I hope so.
He was supposed to come on the other night, but I did not hear from him. So I was really going to see what happened at the showcase events, but I heard from him the day prior or the day after, but it's been too busy for me to get him on again. So
yeah, he's a busy
I'm looking
dude.
forward to that interview, man.
Yeah, he's a busy dude. So can we give the chief one to Jersey the King? Then go to listen to the Jeremiah Spicer interview.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, that's the future plans.
Sweet, guys. Well,
what's your future plans?
Man, I'm going to try to get this studio created, keep on rolling, inviting guests, and just putting out content, solid, positive content. That's my goal.
Well, you're always welcome on the XFanShow, even though you might not have a lot of positive content.
Yeah, I think if I got on there with y'all, I can let loose a little more than being in the position I am right here.
Hey, and since we're doing them at night, I guess we can get a little cut of
Yeah.
I mean, we could have you on BHawk Live, and I can let you talk to the hyena, and you'll understand when I say when your ears are burning from the battery acid from her voice. I can let you come up there,
Anytime you want me on or you need to collaborate, please reach out. And that's the same for anybody listening. Hey. Jersey, any of the crew, please reach out. We've already got stuff lined up, so
tell your boy Drew come on too.
Who?
Drew. And then that his name.
Yeah. Drew's got some stuff going right now. We're waiting for him to get back.
Come on too.
As soon as he's ready, he'll be on. I promise. He's got some stuff going right now. But yeah, okay. I miss my boy Drew greatly. Me and Drew were almost like you and Dirty, whereas he's the more well-spoken, analytical mindset, and I'm just kind of personality.
So, that means I need to see you two together then.
It'd be a good time.
I've seen that already with my guy from Newsroom, with Stefan. I need to see now the two of you do a show together.
Oh, great! That's all I need, just to do another show again.
No, I'm saying just come on the show and y'all just talk. Man, listen.
Oh, okay.
I know how to drum stuff up too now.
All right, here we go. See, look. This is why I like Matthew. He's so professional. Look, he says thanks to Dirty and A-Train for coming on, and right there you could see where you could follow us at, because that's too much stuff for me to say. I don't know where half that shit is.
You don't know how to read, remember?
I don't. I just know how to talk.
In the notes, I'll include all y'all's links so everybody can click it easily when they read or watch.
Thank you so much, man, for having us
just make sure you put the September 9th thing down there. Wild Sun.
I will.
Big announcement coming.
I will. I promise.
We'll take care of that. You don't have to do that. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys again coming in, man. It's been awesome conversation. This has probably been the best interview I've had yet. So thank you all both for doing what you do, as well as all your crew. BHawk Live, the XFanShow, all the other affiliates. Great,
growing, baby.
great damn work. That's all I must say. Keep it up, fellas. Seriously. Thank you.
Now, Matthew, if you want, we can include you into the XFan Legion. You could be in there. But if you get tied in with us, somehow it seems like you get in trouble. So you might want to wait a minute before you decide you want to join the Legion, because you get in trouble usually.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm hungry. So
I am too. I gotta eat. Look, I can feel the white whale coming. You want to see it, Arlington? You know you want to.
Hey, guess what? Hey, thank you, Matt. I'm leaving.
Thank you, A-Train.
Thank you, Matt. Man. I appreciate it, bro.
See you guys. I appreciate you so much.
Yep. Same to you. How do I get out of here? I'm not used to it.
I'll remove you. I got you. All right. Thank you, A-Train and Dirty, for coming on. That was a great conversation. I enjoyed every bit of that. Great times. They're really great guys, and they're following they're doing some great content and great work. So follow them up, pay attention, and listen. I'm going to get off. I want to say thanks to the XFL again for letting me cover. Like I always say, this is not profit driven. I receive nothing from this. This is just for fun and free. Also, thanks to XFL board helping me out, getting the word out about the show, as well as providing some content and guidance throughout this process. So thank you, XFL board. And then I want to say thanks to Ambush Sports. They're my media conglomerate. I can't even talk because we've been talking for 2 hours. But they're also a great group, Ambush Sports, great people, great news. Check them out. Really fan-driven media that really helps with the spring football aspect. They're the people that got me involved with credentials and such. So thank you, Ambush. Again, it's been a great night. It's been my pleasure. I thank you all so much for listening and coming on board. Hopefully we'll see you Thursday. We got Josh coming on, Joshua Flowers. Should be a good time. So check it out. Look forward to it. And until then, guys, that's it for me. Peace out.